Okay, so Serena, this is your reading. Um, okay, so you're probably gonna be like, girl, what? So for your meditation, when I closed my eyes, the first thing Spirit showed me was the movie Pretty Woman. I'm assuming you probably seen it. If not, it's the movie Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts. So it's starting off with the very beginning where she's basically like a hooker and she's standing out there and what's his name? Richard Gere pulls up like in the nice car and she gets in and it's like she wasn't even supposed to be the one to go at first, but then she ends up going. And then at the very end, it's showing me the very end where he's like in love with her and he pulls up to her apartment with like the rose and he's like, I still want to be with you. So it's like the love story where it's like this unexpected meeting with someone who's probably different than your normal type, and then it doesn't seem like it's gonna work out or it makes sense to anyone else or even to you, and then all of a sudden you realize that like this person loves you or you love this person or that maybe there's something there. Now, maybe the movie maybe the movie Pretty Woman is just the movie that you like. Or maybe something is happening or about to happen where you meet someone unexpectedly and things kind of work out in a way you never expected. So it could be love, because I don't know if you're single or not. It could be a friendship, it could be a business partnership, but it's something unexpected that comes in and then it seems like it doesn't make sense to maybe even you or anyone else, but somehow it just works. Like this friendship works, or this business collaboration works, or this relationship works. So I don't know what it is or who it is, but I almost feel like there's something unexpected coming in that somehow works. And I don't know. So that's what I got from your meditation. So, I mean, to me, that's good. Now, the thing of it is, I don't know when it will happen. I don't know if it's going to happen in the next 30 days. I don't know if it's going to happen over the next 6 months or at least sometime this year. I want to say, like, most of my readings would be at least within a year. But maybe you already met someone unexpected and maybe that's what you're wondering about. Like, oh, I met this person and I don't really know. They're not really my normal type, or I'm not their type, or could this even really work? And maybe there's just something about it that is like, it doesn't make sense to you or to anyone else or whatever, but somehow it might just work. And again, it doesn't have to be love, but I mean, that was a pretty specific thing. Let's see. Okay. All right. So your first card is Stand Your Ground with the number 7. So the number 7 or the month of July could be important. So maybe between now and July, or maybe during July, this makes more sense or this happens. But stand your ground. That talks about staying true to yourself and what you believe, even if no one else agrees. Sometimes it's kind of like we have to stay true to ourselves and our beliefs and what makes us happy, what works for us, even if we end up alone. Even if the people around us don't agree or they want us to go a different direction or change or whatever, it's kind of like, you know what, I'm going to stay on my ground. I'm going to stick to what works for me. I'm going to stay true to myself. And in the end, I might be alone or I might not be with whoever I wanted to be with or whatever the case might be. But this makes me happy because I'm staying true to myself. Now you're like, well, that doesn't match up with what you said. You said someone's coming in or whatever the case may be. But it says this is a point where a time is coming up where maybe you're about to be tested and challenged. There's some type of competition, some type of rivals surrounding you, whether it's in business or personal life or relationships. But it says make sure you have the inner courage to stand your ground no matter how hard things appear. Never surrender or give up control. And stay true to your core values, your core belief system. And then it says, remain clear and focused. You might have to stand alone and defend your convictions to the end. Make sure you stay healthy and stay strong. And then there could be some type of hard-won victory. So maybe that is not even referencing the love thing. So maybe the love thing is something different. Or like the partnership thing is something different. But so maybe there's something else that comes up that goes on where, like I said, you kind of have to face some type of like battles or hardships that come up. And it's like people want you to do what they say or to be a certain way. and you're just like, that's not how I'm doing it. I'm going to stick with what works for me, even if I got to be by myself. Just like for me, like everyone was like, oh, you shouldn't quit your job and start a business. It's like, well, I have to do what makes me happy. Even if I'm not making the money I made before, even if I'm struggling a little bit, it's not a decision you would have made, but this is what works for me. This is what I want. This is what's best for me. So whatever hardship is that you're going through or that comes up, Spirit is saying like you'll get through it. Just don't bend and don't conform to what other people expect. Stand true to your values. So if it's something compromising your beliefs and your values, then no, stay true to yourself. So maybe the other thing is separate, or maybe this happens, maybe you're with someone, maybe something goes on and you end up breaking up, and then Spirit's like, after that, that's when you have this unexpected meeting with someone else. So something like that. Now, I shuffled this a lot and like no other cards would come out. So I'm going to go to my next deck and see what else we have. Well, that was weird. All right, what else do we have? All right, so you had two more come out of here. Psychic abilities. So I think Spirit wants you to make sure, and problems resolved. See, whatever's going to happen, Spirit is like, stay true to yourself. Have self-confidence. Listen to your intuition. Listen to yourself. If something feels off, or it's just like, I know you guys are telling me this, but that's just not what I feel. It's not in my heart. It's not in my mind. It's not in my soul. It doesn't feel right to me. Don't go against yourself. Also, there's a possibility that maybe Spirit is going to send you psychic downloads, like coincidences or synchronicities, where it's kind of like, you're like wondering, like, am I making the right decision? Or should I do this? Should I do that? And then all of a sudden, you see something and you're like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite song. And it came on right when I was thinking about this. So it's like a sign from Spirit to stay true to yourself, listen to yourself, don't doubt yourself. And then you have problems resolved. So I think Spirit is letting you know, like, whatever happens, just know eventually it will resolve. But the resolving is going to be you probably standing your ground, the possibility you're going to end up alone, or cutting some people off, or letting go of a job or a certain situation where it's kind of like, in order to stay true to myself, I know I just can't work around you people anymore, or I can't be with you anymore, or this friendship is not good for me. And so one of two things, that Julia Roberts situation either comes after, where you have like an unexpected meeting and then things work out because it's something unexpected, or maybe you've had that now and people are looking at you funny, like, are you sure you want to really like be with this person? Are you sure you want to be friends with this person? Are you sure you want this group of people around you? And you're just like, well, it makes me happy. And like, even if you guys don't like it, like, this works for me. But there's something about problems being resolved after you make it a point to really stand within your own confidence, listening to yourself, being true to yourself, standing in your own beliefs, not letting anyone or anything kind of change you or put you in a different direction. And Spirit is just like, you got to do what's best for you, even if other people don't agree. Problems will resolve, but remain strong, stand true to yourself and your own beliefs. Like, a lot of people don't like that I read tarot cards, and they try to tell me, oh, I'm doing this and it's the devil's work. And it's like, if I listened to you, I'd be denying myself something that makes me happy. I feel like I do help a lot of people with my gift. So I'm just going to stay true to what's me. This makes me happy. I feel like I'm doing good. I'm helping people. So I'm going to stay true. Then you have abundance. So also remember, in the movie Pretty Woman, Richard Gere was like rich. So she went from being like flat broke to being rich. So maybe some type of abundance comes in for you, as long as you remember to recognize that you're deserving of it. You are worth it. Because sometimes we have a habit of thinking like we don't deserve, like, oh, I'll never be rich. I'll never be this. I'll never have a better car. Start saying, I am going to be rich. I am rich. I am going to have a better car. I own a better car. Like, open yourself up to receiving so that you can see that there is abundance coming in for you. Some type of, whether it's love, whether it's a job, whether it's financial, there's something good coming. So in the midst of everything that's going on, there's something good coming. And then I am going to go to this last deck because it also showed me relationship cards. So let's see. All right, so this one came out. Playfulness. And it says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So I think Spirit is saying that maybe things just like over the next couple of months or maybe in the past few months, things just aren't how they're supposed to be, and you feel like maybe you are just got a lot going on, and Spirit is like, stay true to yourself. Open yourself up, because once these problems are resolved, some type of abundance is coming in for you. And when it comes to like love, relationships, friendships, and life in general, playfulness. Remembering to recapture romance, you have to allow your inner youthful self to shine. So even though things are going wrong, that shouldn't stop you from having fun. That shouldn't stop you from going out and doing the things that you love. Also, things don't always have to be so serious all the time. Maybe if you're working too much, or maybe if you've been stressed out because you've been fighting with family or friends, Spirit is like, look, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have fun. You deserve to enjoy your life. So you know what? Not to be funny, but fuck everybody else. I got to do what's best for me, my own happiness, my own health. And in the end, I'm just going to just believe that, by me being true to myself, problems will work their way out, and that's when abundance will come. So that's what I have for you, and I am going to send you a picture of the cards.